Start on a new day. That's all nines.
Febreze.
Hate it when a car freshener hits you with an overwhelming blast of perfume? Febreze car vent clips work differently. Febreze gives you consistent freshness that starts just right and stays just right for 40 days. Upgrade to Febreze car.
It ain't my dad's razor.
I paid for $300,000.
Call 762 all nines.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12, First at 5.
A military jet with no pilot and no idea if it's in the air, in the sea, or on the ground somewhere in a million pieces. What we do know, though, straight ahead.
But first, overgrown grass issues are still a big topic for people in Augusta. For families with loved ones buried in the Magnolia Cemetery, frustration is building. On top of the grass issues, there's a more than 200-year-old brick wall crumbling. Families say it's been like that for years.
But that is changing soon, thanks to one local business owner.
Our Sydney Hood is live at the Magnolia Cemetery in Augusta. And Sydney, from the look of it, they've already started working on that wall.
They have, Will, but that's not necessarily a bad thing that they've already started on this. So I'm going to kind of walk you through what they've already accomplished so far. So right here is the pile of bricks that they've already taken off the wall. And the goal of all of this is to take them, clean them individually by hand so the brick walls will look something like this. Kind of brand new, but about as new as you can get considering these brick walls are more than 200 years old. And the goal is to take the brick wall, kind of work from the ground up here. So they're going to take all the brick that's down right here, take them apart, work them, rebuild from the ground up. And the goal of all of this is to restore a sense of security back into the cemetery. You can see there's a metal fence right here that they tried to use to kind of keep people out, but you can see it's very unstable here, very not sturdy. So anyone can just step out inside and walk into the cemetery at all hours of the day. And that right there is the biggest concern for all families who have someone buried out here. I mean, it's a complaint that they've been telling for years on end. It's a very familiar complaint for all of them, but thanks to one man, all those words are turning into action.
The old brick, the work, you just don't see that stuff nowadays. Nobody builds hardly anything like this anymore. And it's a shame to let it start to go downhill. I like it.
And getting started here is going to be the number one challenge. But as you can see, they've got a pretty good start here. So again, they're taking all these bricks right here, cleaning them by hand, taking the brick right here and working from the ground up. And coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, the plan to get this wall back to what it once was and the man who is behind this entire plan.
Yeah, and this man taking things into his own hands is definitely a way to get things done. If you'd like to see some action, do it yourself, right?
Yeah, and it's good to see they're using the historic bricks.
Absolutely. Thanks for that, Sydney. Switching gears to weather now as we take a live look outside at our beach island camera. What a wonderful afternoon we have. It feels great outside, too.
It does. Okay, it's hard enough that it's a Monday, but when you have weather like this...
It's hard to beat it.
I know, but it makes you want to play hooky, doesn't it?
No.
Kind of does.
We have to be here.
Emily, it kind of does, doesn't it?
I can see the appeal. Yes, definitely feels great out there. Beautiful sky conditions. I might have to agree with Meredith there. Anyways, we're here. We're all here. We're not playing hooky. We're seeing temperatures this afternoon reach those lower 80s. It's 82 right now in Augusta. Evans reading at 84. It's 81 in Barnwell and Allendale, Waynesboro. Right at 80. So a beautiful afternoon, calm conditions. If you have any evening plans, should be good to go there. Not expecting any rainfall for the rest of this evening. So again, things are going to be calm. Cooling off after sunset pretty quickly, though. We'll see those lower 70s around 8 p.m., then dropping off into those 60s. A crisp night in store for us. We'll see lows bottom out in those upper 50s. Definitely some bonfire weather, outdoor barbecue weather. This is the time of year that we've all been waiting for. Hopefully it'll be here to stay. I can guarantee the next 7 days for you that it's here to stay. Fall officially starts on Saturday, so that's where we can expect these cooler temperatures. But let's take a look at your traffic real quick.
And now, First Alert Traffic.
Well, here's a look at this is in Grovetown, I want to say, but things are starting, Wheeler Road, there we go. Things are starting to pick up a little bit here as we inch closer to, most people are getting off of work, but it's still a little bit after that 5 p.m. hour, so not looking too bad. But I'll have another look at the traffic as we get on later in the show.
All right, thanks for that, Emily. New at 5, a 20-year-old man is sentenced to 34 years in prison. This for the murder of another man in Saluda. Aaron Hood, the man on the left, killed 29-year-old Xavier Cancer on the right back in March of 2021 on Keisha Avenue. No word on the motive behind this murder.
6 people, including a teen, have been arrested in connection to a body found in the trunk of a car last week in Duluth, Georgia. Last Tuesday, officers were notified of a body that was found in one of the suspect's car trunks. Now, that body belonging to a woman was likely in there for a few days, according to investigators. They say the woman had been beaten and was starved, weighing roughly 70 pounds. No word on her cause of death tonight, but the medical examiner's office says malnourishment could be a factor. Police say the 6 suspects are all from South Korea and came to Georgia this summer to join a religious group called Soldiers of Christ. They are all charged with felony murder, false imprisonment, and concealing the death of another.
Developing this evening, the search for a missing fighter jet. Officials with Joint Base Charleston are describing what happened Sunday as a mishap that led to the pilot being safely ejected. But the question tonight, where is the jet? It's still unclear where it has crashed or even if it's still in the air. Several local, state, and federal agencies are searching for the jet around the Lake Moultrie and Lake Marion area, which is between Orangeburg and the coast. South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace on X, formerly Twitter, says, quote, "No one knows if the 535 is in the air or under the water." We'll continue following this story, of course, and bring you any updates.
On September 18, 1906, an angry lynch mob in Atlanta attacked and killed 25 black people inside their homes and businesses. Now, 117 years later, activists are working to make sure the Atlanta race massacre is not forgotten. Today, 2 newly confirmed deaths related to the massacre were announced. Scholar Dr. Clarissa Myrick Harris says that the massacre started because 1906 was an election year, and 2 candidates for governor were pushing unsubstantiated headlines that black men were assaulting white women in their newspapers.
You had the white community whipped into a frenzy. And so on a September night, September 22nd, 1906, it exploded to destroy black property and kill black people. And so the rampage lasted over a course of 4 days.
And with the 2 new names being added, activists say this represents a huge milestone in the effort to uncover the truth about those 4 days 117 years ago. Faith leaders are calling on all to reflect on what happened in order to create a bright future.
A new partnership could help more seniors in South Carolina access health care. The state says it'll help thousands of older South Carolinians, especially in rural and underserved areas.
Our State House reporter Mary Green has the details.
Telehealth became more popular than ever during the pandemic, and healthcare experts say it is here to stay. A new partnership announced here at the State House on Monday will help connect South Carolina's rapidly growing senior population with these services.
In 2020, 65 years and older made up 18.7% of our population here. In 2035, it's projected that our older population is going to be 24% of South Carolina's population.
The partnership between the South Carolina Department on Aging and the nonprofit Palmetto Care Connections will put these telehealth carts in 18 senior centers and councils on aging across the state. Using these carts, staff at the centers will be able to assist seniors with telehealth visits with their primary and specialty care doctors without needing to physically be in the doctor's office. These carts have been available in the 3 counties in green on this map through a pilot program. Now, money from the federal government will allow them to bring this access to 18 offices in 14 new counties across the state, the one shaded in blue.
I think there's like 137 locations for offices on aging around the state, and we picked out those that had some of the highest health disparities and were defined as rural.
And ultimately, their goal is to have these telehealth carts available in all 46 of South Carolina's counties in every office on aging. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
And the Department on Aging says most seniors in the state are on Medicare, which it says does a good job covering telehealth visits. When the legislature returns next year, the department says it'll push to ensure private insurance covers more of these visits as well.
Where do you go to get the new COVID vaccine? Much more on that ahead, and why experts say you should consider getting it. Emily?
Well, it's not officially fall yet, but feels like fall out there. We're seeing lower humidity levels and lower temperatures overnight tonight. I'll have another look at your forecast after the break.
Time and Your child is unadoptable. Grant Me Hope, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 on News 12.
Well, if you enjoyed today, you should enjoy tomorrow. Really a copy and paste forecast there. Going to see plenty of sunshine throughout the morning. A little bit of cloud cover will come into play for the afternoon, but that's not going to halt our temperatures from reaching those lower 80s. And really, lower 80s is really good for this time of year. That's several degrees below average, and that cooler and drier air will continue throughout our week this week. So a really good forecast for us over the next 12 hours. We'll start to drop off. Cooler temperature after sunset as usual. We'll see temperatures in those 60s and then eventually those upper 50s for the overnight lows. So if you're already thinking about tomorrow, might need to have a jacket as you head out the door. But once you get into the afternoon, definitely not going to need a jacket. But this is what's giving us that drier air. This is what's making it feel more like fall, that crisper air. Low dew points, so that means lower humidity levels, not feeling muggy out there, and I have not seen a map that looks like this in September in a very long time. So we definitely need to take advantage of this great weather that we're experiencing right now. And like I said, it's going to continue into our week. Tuesday, going to see temperatures in those lower 80s, middle 80s in some spots for the high. A little bit of cloud cover coming in for the evening and overnight. Could see some more cloud cover there, but we'll drop off into those upper 50s again. Rain chances could come into play. I think this might be a little bit overdone for Thursday. I'm really expecting it to be pushed a little bit later than that, but just know this is a longer range model. Could see an area of low pressure start to form late in the day, Friday, and really into the weekend. That's what I'm expecting to see. Some heavier rainfall along the East Coast, and then some of that could push up into our more southern and eastern counties there. Overall, not expecting this to become a system or anything like that. Just know some low pressure bringing some rainfall possible late Friday into the day Saturday. But we are tracking Hurricane Nigel. It's currently a Category 1 storm, expected to strengthen into a Category 2. Good news is it's moving north and east. Not expected to have any landfall impacts, but we're already on letter N. We're roughly halfway, a little over halfway through with the hurricane season there. But fall, I've been saying, fall's officially here Saturday, but this week is a fall forecast, I would say. We're in those middle 80s, plenty of sunshine, and those lower humidity levels. That's probably my favorite part about this week, just that drier air for us.
Absolutely. It's been something that we've been asking for a couple of weeks now. It's been a hot summer for us, it feels like. So happy to see those lower temperatures there.
Football weather.
Absolutely. Thanks for that, Emily. Well, with the FDA's recent approval for another COVID vaccine, it can be confusing which one to get and where you can get vaccinated.
Bridget Spencer breaks down why there is another vaccine and why you might want to consider getting it.
Well, now that the CDC has recommended a new COVID-19 booster, it can be overwhelming to try to figure it all out, how to get it and where to get it. One of the places you can go to is a nearby CVS store. They have many vaccines, including the new COVID-19 booster. Dr. Talisa Hughes has been on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic.
I remember, being in the height of it, patients coming in and just really frantic about, oh God, what is this?
The pharmacist even contracted the virus herself. So when a vaccine rolled out in record time, she and other healthcare providers were excited. And now the vaccine has a new booster. helping to protect against newer variants.
We want to make sure when those new vaccines roll out that we are protecting the ones that are most typical for that time frame.
CVS is just one of the places you can stop by now to get this booster. The CDC recommends the shot for people aged 6 months and older. Hughes says they're administering the shot at CVS starting at 5 and up as of now.
When a virus comes out, it's rapidly mutating. So that's why we have the different variants that come out each year.
Healthcare providers say have a chat with your doctor, and cost should not be an issue.
Your insurance likely covers this vaccine completely for free. If not, if you're uninsured or your insurance doesn't cover it for some reason, you can qualify for a program where there's free vaccine.
Hughes says it's also a good idea to go ahead and get your flu shot when you schedule your COVID booster.
All right, you're taking a live look now at the CDC's map of COVID hospitalizations. As you can see, Screven, Emmanuel, and Wilkes counties are in the red there. That means their weekly COVID hospitalizations have jumped by at least 20% compared to last week. Everywhere else in our area, still in the green.
Well, school police officers across the country have different types of weapons to defend campuses. Coming up, why some experts say they're outgunned.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Lexus Acura Cadillac.
I'm Mike Costello.
SacredHeartAugusta.org.
This is a story parents need to see. Are police in your child's school fully trained and fully equipped to take out an active shooter?
Our national investigative team surveyed districts across the U.S. and found some school police would be outgunned when facing a shooter who has a rifle. We do want to warn you there are images and sounds of gunfire in this piece, including from the Nashville school shooting. Here's investigative reporter Brendan Keefe.
Let's go!
They just went in without hesitation.
Metro Police!
You see these things on the news, but when it's your kid's school, you see them going through their classroom.
Hold the door!
You're watching them clear these spaces that your child plays in.
Sarah Shoup Newman was close to Covenant School when the first shots were fired.
My son was not at the school. He was with my husband, so I knew that he was safe, thank God.
The Nashville officers had patrol rifles. The school shooter had rifles too.
Rifle first, blue, go! Go, 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 go! Go, go, go!
3 grade schoolers and 3 staff members were killed before the officers reached the shooter.
Do you believe lives were saved that day?
Absolutely. I wish that all of them would have been, but there absolutely were numerous lives saved.
What they did, every law enforcement officer in this country should take notice.
Mo Kennedy protected this high school in Alabama. Now he runs the National Association of School Resource Officers.
Would I prefer to have a long gun in a situation here if I were faced with an active assailant? Absolutely.
The range of accuracy for a pistol in the hands of a trained police officer is roughly 10 to 15 yards. The range of accuracy for a rifle in the hands of an amateur can be greater than 100 yards, leaving the school police officer outgunned if all they have is a pistol. We surveyed school police across the nation and discovered a wide disparity from district to district. Rifles are standard issue for some school officers.
Stay right there, please.
Who mainly keep them locked in their patrol cars. But those rifles aren't available in entire districts, from Albuquerque to Indianapolis to Atlanta.
On the first day of school, how many rifle qualified officers do you have on your department?
I won't have any.
Atlanta Public Schools Police changed its policy right after we asked why their more than 100 officers have training only in pistols.
If we're able to create opportunities or give our officers the ability to address these issues from a safer position with more accuracy, we're going to do it.
Parkland, Uvalde, Newtown, Nashville. The school shooters all brought rifles. Covenant parent Sarah Shoup Newman is fighting to keep rifles out of the hands of future school shooters.
Police department!
And to put them in the hands of school police.
Some people will watch this and say, wait, the answer to the problem with these guns isn't more guns.
We need more than damage mitigation. We need prevention. These kids saw their friends dead, and they're 9 years old. You don't get those images out of your head.
WRDW, Brendan Keefe on your side.
And our national investigative team discovered there is no national standard, so it's up to each individual school district and police department whether to train and equip their officers with rifles.
The I-Team requested local data from 3 of our largest school districts, Richmond, Columbia, and Aiken counties. We wanted to know how many of our school resource officers are certified, qualified, and equipped to use a patrol rifle.
In Richmond County, they tell our I-Team those records are exempt from public disclosure, citing security reasons. Now, Columbia County says those records do not exist and to contact Georgia Post for those records. And over the river in Aiken County, they say that they currently have 98 deputies who are certified or qualified and equipped with a patrol rifle. The Aiken County Sheriff's Office says its SROs are among those 98 deputies.
Well, fall is in the air. Overnight lows will be in those upper 50s, lower 60s this week, and I'll have another look at your fall forecast after the break.
It's Ram Power Days in Waynesboro.
Up to $4,000 off new Charger GTs and Challenger GTs.
2.9% financing available.
New Waynesboro Rams up to $10,000 off. Visit goodtogowaynesboro.com.
Are you ready to recline?
Look easy. Jeep Adventure Days in Waynesboro means big discounts. Up to $2,500 off new Jeep Gladiator Rubicons.
Choose the exact vehicle you want, and we'll deliver it within 500 miles.
Good to go. Waynesboro.com.
Well, after a beautiful day today, we can expect that trend to continue well into our work week. Tomorrow, we're going to see highs in those middle 80s. Plenty of sunshine to start off our day. A little bit of cloud cover later on in the evening. But as we take a look at the next 7 days, not looking too bad. A few degrees below average. So definitely a fall week for us. Fall officially starts on Saturday and might be ringing in fall with a few showers there, and that could last possibly even into the early morning hours Sunday. And that's going to cool us off into those upper 70s for the highs on Saturday. But overall, a really nice week for us. Definitely enjoying this crisp air.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to a nice Friday as well for our Friday Night Lights, under the lights coverage, rather. We just don't need rain.
It is Monday, and you're already looking forward to football. I love it.
Football is in my veins. All right, stick with us. We have more coming after the break.
They say patience